Hi, it's Pam, Crazy Coffee Lady, and this is the story of why I now have 2 drones. My birthday was coming up and I wanted to get myself a drone. After some research, I decided on a cheap one because I knew that I was going to crash it at least a few times. But what actually happened was something I didn't count on and didn't even think of. I ordered the drone off of GearBest.com. It had to come from China, so it took about 10 days. After waiting anxiously, I finally got it. I did an unboxing video. I flew it around the house the first night. And the next day I took it outside and flew it in the yard a little bit. I flew it around at the baseball diamond behind my house a few times during the day in between charges, and I wanted to take it for a night flight and see what the lights looked like. So Ace and I headed out there at dusk, and I was flying it on the way to the park from the yard. And I also wanted to show her how much better I had gotten during the day at piloting. Well, that backfired a little bit on me. I'm not sure if it was my inexperience or if when it got high up, the wind took it a little bit, but it got away from me. And while I was trying to bring it lower, it got lodged in a tree, 25 or 30 feet up. I felt stupid for getting it stuck in a tree in the first place. I got so upset over losing the drone that I started crying like a 4-year-old, and I'm not kidding you, like a 4-year-old. I waited 10 days for this drone from China. I had it 1 day. And I was upset about the money that I spent. Even though it was a cheap drone, I still spent some money on it. It has a camera on it. And now it's in a tree. I had no hope. But Ace, being the optimist that she is, said, "Don't worry, we'll get it down." We looked around for something we could throw at the branch and hopefully knock the drone loose. We found a beer bottle and some other booze bottle, and we started tossing. Neither one of us could get the bottle even near the branch. It was just too high up. I wanted to call the fire department, but she assured me that they were not going to come and rescue a toy out of a tree, that they don't really rescue cats, and that it would cost me a lot more than what the drone cost to buy in the first place. Which I knew was true, and I was being irrational, but I was very upset. I totally overreacted, as I do. "Well, hello, Sid." Sid came to say hi. We tried a few more things. She even went and got some pieces of wood to try to throw up into the tree, and then she got a bad sliver. Before that, we thought about the possibility of climbing the tree, so I went and got the ladder. There was a crutch in the tree, which was pretty high up. So with the ladder, she could reach that. She got her 1 foot in there, and she put her hand on the lowest branch to test it out before she put her foot there, and it broke right off. There was going to be no climbing the tree. It was just too big. And the drone was too high up, and now it's getting dark, and I'm even more upset. I just know that it's lost. It's gone forever. I had it for 1 day, and then I was stupid enough to fly it into a tree, and it's gone. We had to give up. After I stood out there and stared at it and begged the tree to let it loose, I finally came inside, and then I checked the weather app, hoping that the drone would get blown out of the tree, that I would actually be home to retrieve it, that it wouldn't blow away or someone else in the park wouldn't find it before I did. That was my hope, that we'd get a windy day and that the drone would get knocked loose from the branch and I would get it back. And then I got the sad news that it was supposed to be snowing or raining that night. Actually, it was supposed to be snowing at that time. I was checking the weather. It showed it on the radar. I went outside, I checked it out. It wasn't snowing. Luckily, it didn't snow and it didn't rain. But every day I would go and look and it would still be there. And I would try to think of a way to get it down. And I thought of all kinds of solutions, but none of them seemed like they were going to work. So the next day, I got impatient, knowing that it takes 10 to 14 days to get a drone from China. I ordered another one, just the drone this time, because I already had the transmitter. So it was a little bit cheaper. I ordered another drone, And it did actually take about 14 days before I got this one. I really tried to accept my loss, but I honestly got a little depressed about it. It's totally irrational, and I know this, but this is how I felt. I was very sad, and I felt really stupid, and I was impatient. 2 days later, I'm at work, and I get a text message, and it's a picture of my son-in-law holding the drone. Apparently, AC had thought about it all night while she was at work. She came home in the morning and took 2x4s and duct taped them together and made a 30-foot long pole. She put the tree pruner on the end, which is on about a 6-foot pole, and she made this long pole out of 2x4s and the tree pruner. She woke up my son-in-law. They brought the ladder. He stood on the ladder, and together they worked with the pole as it was all swaying and, hard to control because it was so long. They knocked that drone loose from that tree, and he almost caught it. He broke its fall on the way down, and it landed in the grass, and they got the drone. I was so excited. As soon as I got that picture, it made my whole day. I couldn't wait to get home, charge the batteries, and try it out. So I came home, charged it up, and sure enough, everything worked. It still flew, the camera still works, and I'm so happy to have it back. I'm so happy to have it back. And that is the story of why I have 2 drones. And I learned a very valuable lesson: to look around more carefully at obstacles such as trees or buildings where the drone could land on the roof, and to try not to let it get away from me. Now, having said that, I did take it out the other day and get it stuck in another tree. But fortunately, this tree was a lot lower, and I was able to bend the branch down and knock it loose myself. It was a little bit breezy that day, and perhaps too windy for the drone. And this time the wind definitely took it, got away from me, got lodged in another tree. This poor drone has been through a lot. Happy to have my drones back. I thanked the trees for letting it loose. I'm thankful to Ace and to my son-in-law for all the effort, and I'm just so happy I got the drone back, and I am much more careful. I decided not to fly it if the wind is more than 10 miles an hour. And until I get better, I'm sticking with the baseball diamond, flying it there where there are no obstructions. I'm just going to be patient because I really don't want to lose it again, even though I have a backup. That's my story. Thank you for watching. I appreciate it so very much. If you would like, please leave a comment below and a thumbs up. And if you're so inclined, please subscribe. New videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday. Peace.